Good morning, boys and girls. I'm coming to you from the YouTube. Sorry that I was not able to be with you this morning, but we are going to be doing daffodils, and your substitute will be trying to help you the best she can to make some daffodils on your paper. With all the warm temperatures last week, it got me thinking about spring, so I wanted to get started on spring projects. And of course, it's very chilly this week, but hopefully we can keep on thinking spring, and hopefully the weather will turn warm again. All right, so Gloucester is famous for our daffodils, so that is what we're going to be drawing today. So what we're going to do is you can choose if you want to do 2 or 3. Yesterday, when I was showing my example, I ended up making my daffodils a little bit bigger than I did for my first sample that you can see on that back board. So if you want to do 3, you can do 3, or if you want to do 2, you can do 2. It's up to you. So what we're going to start with is we are going to start with the center of our daffodil. I want you to kind of towards the left of, like on the left-hand side of your paper. You're just going to take a finger and you're going to trace around the outside. Make sure that you're drawing nice and lightly, okay? Draw light until you know it's right. So do you see how I'm just doing very little pencil strokes until I like the oval that I have, okay? You can see the oval is not straight up and down. It's a little bit slanted. So here, actually, I'm going to ask the substitute to please pause the video so she can walk around and make sure that everybody has an oval on their paper about this size. All right, so hopefully we're back and everybody has an oval that's about that size. I'm going to, as you can see, it's kind of going this direction. So I'm going to make a little kind of smiley face, like a smile line going down. And this is going to be what's called the trumpet of the daffodil. And usually they're not totally solid around the I guess lip of the trumpet. So I'm just going to do little bumps like this because they're kind of almost like frills or like ruffles around the outside. Okay. And now the petals are a little bit tricky, but once you get it, it starts to look really, really realistic. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at the bottom of the trumpet and you're going to do a curved line to the side. And then you're going to go a little bit up. Then you're going to do the opposite direction of a curved line. So it comes to a point. You see, this is kind of like if you make this kind of like a smile, and that's kind of like a frown. So it comes to a point, okay? And then a little bit over, we're going to do the same thing. Curved line there. And then a curved line there. So it comes to a point. And then one more, we're going to pretend like we're going to not draw through the trumpet, but I'm going to kind of, this is where we would start the petal. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to go up. And then down. So you can see that the 3 petals kind of make a triangle. So we'll stop the video here and the substitute can kind of work with you and make sure that we get everybody has a triangle like petals, 3 of those. It's kind of like our poinsettia that we did. Remember we did a round of 5 and then we did 5 in between. That's kind of what we're going to do, but instead of having 10 petals, we're going to have 6. Okay, hopefully everybody has their 3 petals that are kind of in a shape of a triangle. And then you're going to, in between, we're going to do 3 more petals. So you're going to go out and back in, out, and then in, back in, and out, and back in. So we want to try to have little points because most of the daffodils have points. There are some that are rounded. So if you wanted to, if yours end up a little bit more rounded, that's okay. Okay. So if you look and see which direction your trumpet is pointing, that's kind of where I want you to continue your stem. So I'm going to make it go, I'm going to kind of bring it from here, and it'll go in that same direction, and then it'll get planted in the ground. And then we're going to add 2 little curved lines going out, and then we're going to have them come back in at the bottom. And there is your first daffodil. Okay, for time purposes, I'm only going to do one other one. We're going to do 2 daffodils. I'm going to make my next oval up a little bit higher, just to make it look a little bit different, so it doesn't look like a mirror. And if you like the mirror image, you could try to do it the same on the other side. It's up to you. So I'm going to do little ruffles around the lip of the trumpet. And then I'm going to do my smile. And again, at any time, if you need help, hopefully you can we'll pause the video and hopefully get everybody back on the same page. Make sure that we've got our oval and then our little smiley face to make our trumpet. And then we're going to do our petals. So I'm going to go down. That's like my frowny face. So sad. Hopefully nobody's feeling sad about this project. Hopefully you're trying your best and you're doing a good job. I'm sure you can. I'm sure everybody can do it. So just keep on trying. And I'm going to do a curved line this way. And sometimes I like to move my paper so it makes it a little bit easier. I can do my smile. And then my frown. Oops. That's okay. Keep on going. I'll erase that. Okay. And then my top petal is going to be here. Okay. And I'm going to go in between. So I'm going to have my petal here. And if you feel like you want to do more petals, you can. Most daffodils do have 6. But if you have more than that, I'm not going to be mad. This is your interpretation of daffodils. Okay. And also, not every daffodil looks exactly the same, right? All right, so I'm looking and my trumpet goes this way. So I'm going to try to make my stem go down and then plant in the ground. Then I'm going to do my little leaves. And I think I'm happy. Oh, you know what you can do? You can do little lines. Just makes it a little bit more realistic because sometimes they have little lines coming off in the middle. So you can kind of see where the petals are attached to the trumpet in the middle. And those you can't really see. Okay. So once we're finished with this, you boys and girls are going to be outlining with crayon. Next week, we will be painting. So you're going to be outlining with crayon. And there are a bunch of different types of daffodils. The substitute will go back and you will be able to see a picture of a whole lot of different types of daffodils. So you will be able to draw whatever color combination you'd like. A lot is orange, yellow, and white. I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go around all of my lines. And I'm going to do nice thick lines because we're going to be using tempera cakes, but we want to try to stay inside of the line so your wax resist. You'll be able to keep your colors separated by having a nice thick wax line from your crayon. So I'm just going to do little lines. I'm just going over top of every line. And then take my green and I'm going to say color in your stem. Don't worry about painting your stem. want you to color in your stem. It's just going to look a little bit better because a skinny line is a little bit tricky to paint and keep the paint in that little stem. You can leave your leaves open so that you can paint the green in the leaves, but I would color in, do a solid line for your stem. Okay. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to make a green, sorry, not green, an orange trumpet. And then I'm going to do the yellow outline again. I'm just going to make this a little bit bumpy. I'm going to do yellow outline for the leaves. It's so cool to see all the different types of daffodils. And I'm sure you've seen a whole bunch of them too, because we've got lots of daffodils in our county. Can't wait for the Daffodil Festival to see all those different ones. Okay. And then at the end, if you want, if you look at my back paper, my back example where I've already painted, I drew kind of some blades of grass. And then what we can do next week is you'll be able to just kind of paint a little bit of green at the bottom, and then you'll be painting the sky too. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done with that. I hope you boys and girls worked really hard and you're proud of your work, and I can't wait to come back and see it. Have a wonderful afternoon.